guys, it's Amber, and it's that time again, time for another anti-haul. And boy, do I need this anti-haul because, girl, I've been shopping way too much. I have not been anti-hauling. I've been breaking my own rules. Had a little bit too much fun with the birthday month that went from July and kind of trickled into August. So we are ready for anti-haul. We are ready to anti-haul all the new stuff coming out in the fall because no more. I'm done. So everything that I share in this video as far as an anti-haul, I like to give a substitute or something that I'm going to be using instead. These aren't necessarily dupes for the product. They might not match the same quality, formula, the exact colors, but it's like, this is what I want and this is what I probably don't need, so this is what I'm going to use instead. It's a nice way to shop your stash, figure out palettes maybe you're not using, or realize that you might be buying something that's really similar to something you already have. When I'm looking for new makeup purchases, I like to fill holes in my collection, things that I find that are unique, or things I find are different than things I already own. And there are things that I'm like, yes, I feel like this is a new product that I want to try, or I don't have a lot of this or that, or I used up this, so I'm gonna buy this. But to buy like the same thing over and over can get a little repetitive. So I do like to test out new brands. I do like to test out new products, but I try not to be too repetitive, and so I'm not wasting my money when I already have something at home that seems really similar. So the first thing I saw was the new Pur Cosmetics My Little Pony line. They have this really cute palette, has lots of bright colors. I'm always drawn to the bright colors. But then I started thinking, you know what? It kind of looks like my Vice 3 palette. So it's got this nice pink going on here. It's got the blue. It's got the gold. I mean, it's not, you know, the exact same shade, but you've got the gold there. You've got a little bit of dabble in the red. You've got this kind of silvery taupiness going on here. I'm thinking, you know what? For the price, which is not bad, it's $29. I already have this, so I can use this to get that nice little pop. And it has those staple neutrals as well. So next is the much controversial Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. Even though there is a part of me that's like, I just want to try it. Like, could I make it work? Can I make it work? Some people love it. Some people hate it. I know it has a different formula. We're not here to discuss all the drama. But as far as colors goes, it does have some warms, but it also had that pretty green. Now, I don't have anything that has that exact, like, dark, almost like a deep jade color, but I was like, you know what? I just got this happy birthday palette from NYX, and it has a green in there that I could easily use. It has some of these warmer shades. It has kind of that darker kind of burgundy color similar to the Subculture that's a matte. I was like, you know, I don't have that pop of yellow, but I do have the oranges. So I feel like, you know, maybe I could dabble in a tutorial, use this, see if I can make it work. Next is the Kim Kardashian West makeup line. It has been controversial from the start. First, the contour sticks that really everybody hated because there was so little product. Well, I won't say that everyone hated them. Everyone hated that they came with so little product, but there were some people who liked the formula, some people didn't like anything. But now she just came out with, which is already sold out by the way, but we'll mention it because I'm sure there'll be a restock, is her new contour palettes. The one nice thing about them is they do come in multiple shades, which is good for those who have fair, medium, and deep skin tones. But I already have this nice little e.l.f. contour palette. It has the similar 4-shade layout where you get the cooler contour, the warmer bronzer, the matte shade to kind of highlight your cheekbones, and then a little bit of shimmer. So this is $52 saved. 52. This is like 6. 52. 6. 52. 6. 52. The next thing I need to anti-haul is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Glimmer palette. Now, the Shade and Light original palette is something that I've had my eye on for a long time because I've got hooded eyes. Matte shadows do tend to look great on my eyes, but I'm like, oh, the shimmer. I love glitter. I love the pop of glitter on my lid, but I just thought, you know, I just don't know if I really need that. So the Shade and Light palette sells for $49, and I looked through my collection and I found this e.l.f. Prism eyeshadow, which has these nice bronzy shades that have that kind of metallic-y formula. And I also recently in my boxycharm got this Blinc Electric Eyes palette. Now, are these shades the same? It doesn't have a red in the other one. No, they're not. But I have this nice creaminess going on. I mean, look how pigmented that is. So I feel like if I want the extra metallic look, I'm kind of already covered. Next is from Huda Beauty, and it is the Desert Dusk. Now, this palette is beautiful. It has all the shades I love. It has berries. It's got those glittery shades. It's got those purple tones. But I did recently on the Coastal Scents sale get some of their hot pots. One of you guys recommended, or several of you guys recommended I try these. I got these for $1. $1 each. I mean, $1. I mean, how can I go wrong with that? So I did buy these, and it's funny because I looked at the colors I purchased. So many of them, besides like the bright green, are so similar to the ones that are in the Desert Dusk palette. That palette is $65. I think I have 18 shades here, $18.65. This purple, this pink, all these berry tones. I was like, yeah, I can totally get away with using this instead of that. Next is a palette that has been in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock, and that is the ColourPop Yes Please palette. Now, I have not tried any of the ColourPop shadows because I felt like at the price point, they didn't really excite me like they did the Super Shock shadows. When they came out with that formula, I felt like it was different and new. But for like $6 for a pan, when I can get these for $1, I was just like, oh, you know, they don't look like anything that's just like making my eyeballs bulge out. But they do have a very affordable palette. It is $16, but it's very warm. And although it's much cheaper than the Modern Renaissance, I already own this. So for me, even though it's only $16, does it really make sense to buy it when I have this? It's really nice formula. It's high end. Already paid for it. You see where I'm going with that. Okay, let's talk Too Faced. I don't think there's a brand that puts out more releases than Too Faced. I mean, they are just pumping the products out. It's like they discovered the world of YouTube and they're like, these people keep buying this stuff. And I'm like, do we need to keep buying this stuff? No, we don't. But does it happen? Yes, it does. It happens to me. Don't feel bad, but let's make good decisions. But we can all start today with making better decisions on our purchasing because they're throwing it out, throwing it out, throwing it out. And it's like craziness that we think, oh, it's going to sell out, or we have to get this now, or we're never going to get it again. And it's like, whoa, Too Faced is the king of having these crazy launches. Things always seem to be crazy, and people will wait months and months and months for this Sweet Peach. We remember what that was all about. Well, now they're going to have a brand new Peaches and Cream collection. I feel like this is the palette that the Peach palette should have been. And honestly, out of everything I'm mentioning, it's the thing that I probably am most drawn to because it is peach and it is matte. The price is $45 and it does look beautiful. Now I hope that it swatches because I think people's biggest complaint about Too Faced releases is sometimes they're rushing so many things that they have some palettes that have this amazing buttery quality and then you get other palettes and you're like, dude, where's the pigment? So I hope that this has that amazing pigment that we all want. But again, when I think about peach, when I think about warm, even though this has a lot of shimmer in it, oh no, it broke. Okay, sorry, I had to do a little mourning for this brown shadow here. I'll try to be careful. This Carli Bybel palette, I really like. And it has some really nice peachy shades. Yes, this one, and you've got these ones that are shimmery. So no, is it exact the same? No. Like I said, I don't really have anything in my collection that's gonna give me the exact same look. But I do have this, and it does have some peach shades. So even though you've got some shimmer in there, you could swap this out. This was a sneak peek we've seen on Trend Mood, so I will thank her for releasing this information, I guess, so to say, and whatever her sources were. But Too Faced is coming out with a chocolate gold palette. The packaging looks amazing. It kind of looks like Makeup Revolution's copy of theirs, which they're now copying. I'm not really sure how that works. It's like the dipped gold going on here. It's so funny because I saw the swatches and I thought, oh my gosh, look, there's so much shimmer and metallic. And then I started looking at the picture of the palette itself and I was like, wait, that looks like chocolate bonbons. Like, didn't we already, it's like the chocolate, same format, not with the heart pans. Okay, we've got a turquoise. You know, a turquoise-ish color, check. Hot pink, check. Purple, check. Shiny taupey color, check. Warm browns, check. Light gold, check. And you know, the main thing that I see that this is missing is it doesn't have a black and it doesn't have that light silver. But other than that, if you've got this, I don't really think you need that chocolate gold. I mean, you don't need it probably regardless, let's be honest. But I just think, wow, so similar to this. And I'm guessing that'll be for about $49, which is what the other chocolate bars sell for. And I know it's been out for a while, but I have to mention the Naked Heat. Now, I have to admit, when I watched Jen Love's review of the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, I was shook. It still sounds so funny to say that, because she compared so many shades to the Naked Heat, and it is a gorgeous palette. And I've heard people say that is their favorite out of all the Naked palettes. And I love warm shades. But girl, it's Warm City up in here. It's like warm, 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 warm. And I just feel like, you know, if I was to choose between the two, I chose this one. This one was $38. That one was $54. It's not going to be exact dupes, but there were a lot of colors that were duped, and I was pretty surprised. And she basically said, if you've got one or the other, you don't need both. And so I got this one. Next is the Tarte Clay Play Face Palette. Now, I will admit, when I went into Ulta and I swatched this, it was so smooth and it was so buttery, and I was like, oh my goodness, I want to own this. But then I started thinking, it's just really neutral shades. And honestly, it's got those face powders. And I started thinking, you know, I've got this IBY Highlight and Contour Palette. This gives me enough variety to contour my face. And honestly, I could use these on my eyes if I really wanted a simple matte look. I love that formula. I wish that formula was in the Rainforest of the Sea palette, which is kind of stiff. Even though that is a great palette for someone who just wants practical neutrals, for someone who has a large collection of eyeshadow palettes, and I've got this contour palette, I just don't really find it necessary. Next, let's talk about the Sephora Pro Palettes. Now, those have been reviewed a lot. A lot of people have loved them. You've got the warm, you've got the cool. They're big, they're amazing, they're $68. So if you're going to buy two, I mean, cha-ching, cha-ching right there. But you know what? It's another one where I think warm palette. Jaclyn Hill, warm palette. Same story. I just don't feel like I really need it. Now, the cool palette does intrigue me a little more because I love those purple berry tones. But then I pull out my little friend here called Lorac Mega Pro 3. And I think, you know, I've got the dusty mauve, the violet gray, the eggplant. I've got the pecan, the tan, and then all these other colors, the rose quartz. I mean, that's a gorgeous type of dusty, plummy shade, and I just think, I don't use this nearly enough. I need to use it more. So if I need that fill, I'm gonna go for that. Okay, next is the Benefit Stowaway, and I'm including this because I just think, does having your favorite influencers on a package make you want to purchase something? Now, I understand now Jaclyn Hill collaborating with Morphe, or Carli Bybel collaborating with ABH Cosmetics to create something new. But when it's just your name on something that already exists, I just think, I mean, it's in a kit and that's really cute and it might be a good deal, but I just thought, I'm sorry, but having, even if they were my very favorite influencers on a package, doesn't make me want to purchase them. If it's nothing different than I already have, I don't feel like I would love them so much that I'm like, I already have Hoola bronzer, so I need to go out and buy this. And this is whatever Benefit comes out with their box deals or this or that, I always go back to my cheeky sweet spot because Hoola, Coralista, Rockateur, Bella Bamba, Sugar Bomb, and Dandelion. And I have High Beam, I've got Benetint, I pretty much have any Benefit product I could want. I'm really not planning on purchasing from Benefit because they aren't cruelty free. I just thought it was unusual that it's just them on the package. That's really all that's different. It's just kind of, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about that. Does that influence your purchasing decision if your favorite YouTuber is on the package? Either way you slice it, it's $32 saved. All right, next I want to talk about the Big Blush palette from Tarte. This thing is amazing. It is the Big Blush 3. So this is the third time they've done this and could quite possibly be the third time I've included it in an anti-haul because I'm pretty sure I've included one of them before. Here's the bottom line. I have a lot of blushes. I have more blushes than anyone could ever use or need or could ever need to own ever. I know that. I even have two Tarte blushes here. I've got a Tarte bronzer, I've got a Tarte highlighter. I don't use them very much. And so it's like, it's big. I'm already having to store so many of these big palettes, which I'm okay with that they're big because I just, you know, they're eyeshadow. I'm a little more lenient with eyeshadow. But when it comes to bigger blush palettes, I just think, do I love it enough? Am I going to reach for it enough to want to store it? And I guess I just don't. And the fact that it's $60 really kind of makes me feel like I don't need it. All right, so wow, that was a lot of products, and I was shocked to find how many things I already own that were so similar to some of the things that I've been wanting. It's always fun to get a new product, and there's nothing wrong with wanting something. It's just about being a smart consumer. If you have the money to spend, it's really fun to get new things. It's fun to get new makeup. I love makeup. Obviously, I have way too much makeup, and I wouldn't have all this makeup if I didn't do YouTube and I didn't work as a cosmetologist. But for the average consumer, we really don't need this much stuff. We have to realize, what do we really need? And we can't let companies take a product they've already made, repackage it, and then sell it to us again. Like, guys, they are just banking on the fact that just because it's a new release that everyone's gonna run out and buy it. And you know what? It's kind of true. Everyone is running out and buying it, even though they might already have something that's similar or something that's almost the same from the same company. And I'm not just calling out these particular palettes or particular brands. I just mean the makeup game as a whole has changed so much in the past few years because YouTube has made advertising just blow up, and companies are loving it, and they're pushing out more product than ever. So I just don't want you to feel bad if you can't get the latest and greatest, because honestly, you might have something better already at home. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys love anti-hauls, I will link my playlist from the last few years of anti-hauls. I hope you guys like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you guys want to see more anti-hauls, let me know down below. I'm still dabbling with the idea of doing them every month, so let me know if you guys would like to see that. Thanks so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!